Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Please allow us to introduce ourselves. We are Group 2 from 60 Girls, and we are here to present our product, biodegradable plastic made from cassava starch. Before moving on, we would like to thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has granted all of us health and permission to gather here in this presentation. Of course, we would also like to thank the judges for taking the time to be able to attend this presentation. Before we get to the actual presentation, we would like to have a brief introduction of each of our members. My name is Raina Anissa Rinaldi, and my student number is 0079490927.
My name is Ayla Azura, and my student number is 0071848625.
My name is Naila Kartika Putri Yunan, and my students' number are 00789588139.
Here are the contents of our presentation. So first is the introduction, which we just went over. Then we have the background of our research and product, and then the definition of biodegradable plastic, then the benefits of our product, the purpose of our product, the process of making our product, the usage or how to use our product, suggestions that can be made to improve our product's value, our product's comparison to other products similar on the market, and the conclusion of the overall presentation and product.
Okay, so let's move on to the background of our project. So the background of our scientific research is nowadays we often found the general problems that are encountered in the living environment, and one of which is a living environment such as plastic. And the plastic that we often found is a single-use plastic such as plastic bags, straws, or even food or even drink packaging. And taken from the Jakarta Post and the United Nations, estimate that Indonesia produced 3.2 million tons of unmanaged plastic waste, with 1.29 million tons ending up on the ocean. Another fact about Indonesia is also in the 5th position as the largest contributor to plastic waste. And a lot of people solve this issue by recycling a card box, a glass, or even a metal, while we are here contribute this issue by recycling a plastic. And this one solution to prevent this phenomenon to developing further is to use eco-friendly materials to replace plastic, and also to reduce the using of plastic. And one way to do it is making a biodegradable plastic.
As Naya mentioned before, that biodegradable plastic is a one way to solve for the issue. But first, what is biodegradable plastic? Biodegradable plastic means that the plastic can be composed naturally much more quickly than ordinary plastic. The biodegradable plastic that we are made based from cassava starch. That means can be broken down naturally by microorganism in a relatively short time. It can be reduces negative impacts on the environment, especially in terms land and water pollution. Okay, next, the role of cassava in making biodegradable plastic. Cassava starch is a complex carbohydrate that is found mostly in tubers, and is often used as basic ingredients in the production of environmentally friendly plastics. Cassava starch has the main components of amylose and amylopectin, which function well in forming thin film structures and have properties that are easy degraded in the environment. The advantage of cassava starch, it is abundant availability in tropical countries such as Indonesia, and it's Indonesia and is relatively affordable price compared to conventional petroleum-based plastic materials. This makes cassava starch a potential alternative to reduce dependence on fossil-based plastics.
Okay, next.
But what is the purpose of our product? As briefly stated in the background, our aim is to reduce the amount of plastic pollution and plastic waste made in Indonesia and around the world. By replacing regular single-use plastics with our biodegradable plastic, it's possible to decrease the amount of plastic pollution and plastic waste made. Now, all of this can be beneficial to us and our planet in the long run.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain how to make edible plastic based on cassava starch. But here it is, the video of our process of making. Oh, wait. Okay, so all the materials that we need are cassava starch, water, glycerin, and also vinegar. And the tools are stoves, a bowl, a spatula, and also a measure spoon. So the first step is we have to combine all of the ingredients like this. We have to combine 100 milliliter of water onto the bowl, and then add and then we have to add 2 tablespoons of cassava starch, and 1 teaspoon of glycerin, and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. And we have to mix it, stir it, and to make sure it's still free of lumps. And then we have to cook it on the low heat. We have to cook it on the low heat. Stir it until the consistency turns out to be like thick enough, like this. Like that. When the consistency turns out to be thick, while it's still hot, we have to spread it onto a flat surfaces, and the thickness must be 1 till 2 millimeter depending on what we need. Okay, after the mixture is spread it onto a flat surface, we have to dry it. It may take 10 till 20 days maximum depending on the thickness. And we have to dry it in a well-ventilated area to make sure that it's clean because it's edible. Okay, next.
Okay, how to use? For your information, our product is the raw materials and not the finished products. Our product can be used for making art and craft materials with market opportunities for accessories such as keychains, children's toys, plastic flowers, and other decoration. Our product also can be used as a plastic packaging, which can be sold to worth of food and the goods.
Now, of course, we realize that our product is not perfect and there are many improvements that can be made. One flaw that we notice in our product is that it has a long drying time. So, although the ingredients, steps, and tools are simple enough, it takes at least 10 days to dry just one sheet of plastic, and that depends on how big the sheet of plastic is and how thick it is. A possible solution to this problem is to use a dehydrator. We did some research and it turns out that using a dehydrator, you can reduce the drying time from 10 days to just 3 days. The problem is not a lot of people have a dehydrator, and nor do we. Now, another flaw that we notice is that our plastic is not as strong. So I have a demonstration. Okay. So when you take regular plastic and you pull it, it stretches before it breaks. But our plastic is more fragile than regular plastic, so when you pull it, it instantly breaks. This is a problem because this means that our plastic is not as durable as regular plastics, but there are some possible solutions. A possible solution is to adjust the ratios of the ingredients, so maybe add more glycerin, vinegar, or water, depending on what we need. And another solution is to add a completely new ingredient, for example, adding gelatin or agar-agar to make the plastic more durable. Now, the last flaw that we would like to point out is that it's quite uneven. So if you look at the thickness, here it is. So if you look at the thickness, some parts of the plastic is thin, like this part. It's thin, it's easily breakable, while other parts are thicker. Now, this is a problem because without an even texture, it's quite hard to shape and as you can see, there are lots of bubbles, which is also a problem. Now, the solution to this is to adjust the ingredients again and to pour the plastic mixture while it's still hot and has a runny consistency in order to be able to spread it around evenly. It also helps to use a flat surface when molding the plastic.
Okay, next. Okay, the target market of our product. Our target market is people who cares about environment and food and drink businesses that need eco-friendly packaging, and also even services that are wanting a green solution, and also people who loves art and craft. What I say people who loves art and craft, because as 𝐈𝐬𝐥𝐚𝐤𝐴 mentioned before, that our product is still raw materials. It's not a product. It's still raw materials, and it can make to process to be anything, to be like plastic bags, straws, or even anything. We can make it accessories. Look at this. It have a lot of color, right? It can make to be like a little bracelet, a little accessories, or a little toys. So that's our target market. Next. The product value of our product is very cost effective and very eco-friendly, and also non-toxic and edible. What I mean edible is safe from accidental ingestion made by humans or even animals, and it also agriculture, and also ideal for a single-use product.
For the comparison between our product and other products is our product have environmentally friendly. The ingredients are easy to get. It can recycle because it breaks down quickly, and doesn't have a sophisticated technology. And for other products is not environmentally friendly, using a toxic chemicals raw materials, and use advanced technology.
In conclusion, plastic pollution is a serious problem, and one way to overcome it is by using biodegradable plastics. We made our biodegradable plastic from cassava starch, water, glycerin, vinegar, and our product reminds us that regular single-use plastics can be harmful to the planet, and there are many alternatives to use instead of regular plastics. Although our product is not perfect and needs many improvements, we believe that it is one step further to a greener, cleaner Earth.
Okay, that's all for us. We are sorry if any mistakes we made. So, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning, teacher. It's nice to be here. Today we are from Group 1, 6D Boys IPS, want to presentation our karya tulis ilmiah about innovation in culinary veggie noodles. So before we presentation, let me introduce myself and my friend. My name is Muhammad Raditya, as a group leader. This is my friend Muhammad Alfi Sahrin. And this is my friend Ahmad Kazanov Panjalu. Okay, so let's start our presentation about veggie noodles. Okay, before we going deeper, let's talk about the background why we make veggie noodles. So, veggie noodles is made from vegetables. That vegetables is a staple food that have many nutrients, many mineral, many vitamin in there. We can find like vitamin A in vegetables that have a function for eyes, for healthy eyes, and then vitamin B for production energy, vitamin C for healthy skin, and much more. But vegetables, there's so many people in the world that don't like to consume vegetables, and one of them is Indonesian. Indonesian people really don't like to eat vegetables because the taste maybe the taste, the production that may be hard to make. So that's why many people in Indonesia don't like to consume vegetables. In other cases, many Indonesian is like to consume instant food, such as instant noodles. So yeah, instant noodles. Why Indonesian people like to consume instant noodles or instant food? It's like yeah, instant food is so easy to make, and then the taste is delicious. Also, the price is cheap, so cheap. It's not expensive to buy it. But we know in all instant food there are monosodium glutamate, or we can call MSG, that have a function for make food have a strong flavor. So, but MSG is so dangerous for our health if we overconsume. So we know that Indonesian people eat instant noodle or instant food so it make many people is unhealthy because overconsume the MSG. So that's all about cases that we got from many people who don't like to consume vegetables, and then the cases about people who like to consume instant noodles that we can compare to make some innovation food. There are veggie noodles. So why we make veggie noodles? So veggie noodles, it's not only cheap in production, but veggie noodles have can make a good have a nutrients in there, so make people who love eat instant noodles or instant food can still healthy, and still can eat noodles, taste the noodles like that. So there's a background about why we make veggie noodles. Next is about noodle history that my friend Zanov will presentation.
Alright, let me take a look. Okay, so based on the info, noodles originated from China in the 6th century, and it is called by Shui Yinbing, which means boiled noodles. So the process is like, over time, noodles are not only cooked by boiling. People of northern China served cold noodles they called liangyan. So their method of cooking noodles aren't so different, with the exception that unlike the noodles that Indonesia have, where it's like very rigid and solid before you put it in boiling water and then, you know, becomes flexible. They often use a traditional type of method where the noodles were already like that, but the noodles are like very cold and not that hot, so which makes it less flexible. And by boiling it, we make it more flexible, and also we make it tastier for the tongue. That's the general gist of it, although I didn't do that much research, so take it as you will. Moving on. Okay, so first problem, what is veggie noodles? Well, veggie noodles are quite different from the traditional noodles that a lot of people eat. Instead of using the same ingredients that a lot of people in this country and around the world do, including the originator of the noodles in China from the 6th century, we prefer to using vegetables, but more specific, the one that is flexible and often easier to boil. What ingredients are needed to make veggie noodles? Well, the ingredients consist of a lot of greens per se, like this box.
Oh, yeah.
What is the process of making veggie noodles? It's similar to regular noodles, but with extra steps, but backwards. What I mean backwards is that the first step, instead of boiling it first, we have to like form the vegetables into something along the lines of noodles. So it's kind of like a dough, except for vegetables, and the methods are different. So we shape the vegetables into the shape of noodles, and we have to wait until it solidifies so that we can put it in boiling water and make it flexible. That's how it works. Basically, the boiling water makes it flexible because of heat, obviously.
What are the benefits of veggie noodles?
The benefits let's see. There are a lot of benefits. The benefits is that even though it is tasty, probably, it can also serve a lot of purposes in health. Like, for example, it can improve your digestive tract, and it can also improve your overall physical body, and also improve the brain, which allows it for greater thinking and being able to gather more information and therefore, in short, becoming a lot smarter. So yeah, that's my take.
Okay. Moving on. This way.
So, it's similar to noodles history, but this is the history of veggie noodles. So, veggie noodles first appeared in China 4,000 years ago and become the part of the culinary tradition. And veggie noodles became spread to around the world and becoming popular. Okay, next. Is the fun fact of instant noodles. So, China is the first country to introduce noodle, but Japan is the first country to starting a new innovation. So they made instant noodles, and it was introduced by the Japanese businessman named Mamofuku Ando in 1958. And in 1969, Indonesia launched their first ever instant noodle product, and people might be thinking it was Indomie, but it's not. It's Superme, and they're owned by the Indofit company. So here are the ingredients and tools that we should prepare to make veggie noodles. The first ingredients we should prepare is mustard greens or carrot, 150 grams of mustard green or carrot, 550 grams of flour, and 1 tablespoon of salt, 1.5 tablespoon of oil, and also the last one is 100 grams of tapioca flour. And here are the tools that we should prepare: is pan, knife, plastic, cutting board, rolling pin, container, blender, strainer, and spoon. Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's start to make veggie noodles. This is a 10 step to make veggie noodles. So the first step to make veggie noodles is prepare the ingredients and the materials what we need to make it. So we make veggie noodles with
Plastic box.
yeah, because our carrot is rotten, so we only make one. So yeah, prepare the ingredients. Second is cut the vegetables. So we must cut the vegetables, but because our carrot is rotten, we make 4 pieces of green mustard, and we cut it and put in here. Yep. Third is put the vegetables that we cut to the blender. And before we put the vegetables, make sure we put a little water for make more smoother, because vegetable is hard to blend it. Fourth is drain the vegetables and extract the juice. So after the blend, we must drain the vegetables and extract the juice, because the most important things to make veggie noodles is the juice from the vegetables that we blend. So 5 is add the juice to the wet flour, to the flour. So we add the juice that we drain from the vegetable to the flour, and after that we stir. We stir it. 6, after we stir the flour that we add juice, we knead it. So after we knead, it look like this.
Yo, that looks like
this.
Now.
So we knead it until smooth. We knead it until smooth, and after we knead, we rest the dough until 30 minutes. And don't forget to put in the plastic. So make sure the dough is excellent. So 7 is flatten the dough. So after we make this, we open the plastic, and then we flatten the dough like normally we make our noodles. We flatten with rolled, and then because the texture of dough is sticky, we must put tapioca flour on top and the bottom of the flour of the dough. And 8 is fold the dough and slice thinly. Well, the step 8 we can skip this if we have a noodle maker, but we because we don't have it, we use the step 8 that we fold the dough, and after that we slice thinly, so like noodles. 9 is before we go to the 9, if we don't want to consume today, we can put it in a refrigerator, and the noodles can still in refrigerator until 7 days. Okay. So if we want to consume now, let's start to the step 9. There is boil the sliced dough. So it makes sure the noodle is look like a noodles in the boil. And last but not least is drain the noodles, and then the noodles are ready to serve. And we can serve like with boiled or fried. So we can serve like whatever we want, what taste we want, like that. So that's how to make it the veggie noodles.
Alright, so in conclusion, veggie noodles have a lot of benefits for our health compared to regular noodles. And based on its ingredients, it is far more healthy than most noodles in Indonesia and maybe a lot of countries. But don't get this info on me. I haven't seen any other healthy noodles in other countries nor in my country. And this is the only one I know at best. So take that as you will. So in conclusion, again, veggie noodles are a healthier alternative for regular noodles that is not only tasty, but also healthy for your physical and mental health for your daily life.
First and foremost, we are going to begin with the background of our study. As we know, science has developed rapidly over the years, this event triggers the creation of new innovations and new technology much more sophisticated than it was before. As time goes, in Indonesia at this stage, the technology that we have here has reached a digital stage. Which opens more opportunities for its development. Talking about that, what is technology really? Technology can be interpreted as an precise implementation of knowledge and expertise for a specific purpose. An example of that, say people are drying their clothes. This event happens quite often as most people do it every day. Though this does solely rely on weather conditions, which can lead to further complications such as the clothes not being dry when they need to be due to unpredictable rain. On that note, we have created a form of technology using Arduino equipped with weather sensors such as rain and light sensors, namely an Arduino-based automatic clothesline. This technology not only helps to dry the clothes, it also helps in optimizing the clothes drying. This arrangement moves the clothes inside or under a shade, even if when it detects even one drop of rain. This device can also move the clothes outside when it detects sunshine again. With this solution, people can take advantage of the technology to reduce the risk of wet clothes due to sudden rain. And another plus of this prototype that we made is that this contributes to the eco-friendly movement, since it only turns on when it is needed. Moving on to why we chose this title.
Moving to purpose, we conducted this research with an aim to study of the technological engineering in the lives of public. Derived from that, we also want to know the direct benefits of an automatic clothesline would on people's daily lives. Along the way, we also learned how to make a device that could help people with their one chores, namely Arduino-based automatic clothesline.
Moving on to the definition and benefits of our prototype.
So what is automatic clothesline? So automatic clothesline is a device that can dry our clothes automatically without the need for manual drying. This product works by pulling out the clothesline when the weather was fine for us to dry our clothes and pulling into a safe place to avoid the rains. This product can also solve the problem of traditional or manual drying, especially in the areas of unpredictable weather. There are three main tools that we use to make this automatic clothesline. The first one is Arduino. Arduino is an open source device which is software whose source code or basic code can be used by many people. Usually Arduino is used to make an electronic device or software. In this project, Arduino is become the main controller or the brain of all the components. While all the components sending the signal to Arduino, Arduino will respond to make a movement. The second one is weather sensor. Weather sensor is a tool that can detect the current weather in our areas, and it can help to control the pulling out and the pulling in the clothesline. We use two types of sensor. The first one is rain sensor, and the second one is light sensor. For the rain sensor itself is used to detect the raindrops and sending the signal to Arduino to pulling in the clothes. Meanwhile, the light sensor is used to detect the intensity of sunlight and sending the signal to Arduino to pulling out the clothesline when it is no longer raining. And the last but not least is stepper motor. Stepper motor is a tool that can move the clothesline with control movement. This tool can rotate according to current position accurately.
Now we move on to how to actually make our prototype. We start from the materials and tools needed to make this.
For the materials that we use, there's an Arduino Nano. It is a main part of this automatic clothesline. And then rain sensors, light sensors or LDR, stepper motor for controlling all the movement. driver board, male to female jumper wires, small breadboard, which will later be combined with Arduino Nano, and also we use flannel, yellow board, colored cardboard, colored paper, fox glue to make a miniature. Besides that, we also use tools such a laptop for make a program, hot glue, scissors, cutter, ruler, cutting mat, and sewing tools.
Mati. Mati. Cabut dulu nggak sih? Siapa yang mau cabut? Oh, nggak masuk. Matiin dulu coba, matiin hidupin lagi. Nggak nyala Car. Coba dulu Car. Oh nyala. Udah. Coba lagi ini, loading. Kenapa Car? Nggak, udah, oke.
Moving on to the step-by-step tutorial on how to make our prototype.
Iya. Kok diulang? Mat. Tengah mat.
Okay, first gather all materials to make this automatic coastline, and then connect 6 male to female jumper wires to driver board to Arduino Nano. Make sure connect EN1 to D8, EN2 to D9, EN3 to D10, EN4 to D11, negative to GND, and positive to 5V.
Cool.
Also, assemble the raindrops module to IC comparator with female to female jumper wires. And then use 3 jumper wires, 3 male to female jumper wires, raindrop sensors to Arduino Nano. Connect AO to A6, GND to GND, VCC to 5V. Prepare the light sensors and use another 3 jumper wires, male to female, and connect AO to A2, GND to GND, VCC to 5V. After all plugged completely, run the program and upload it. Okay, this is how it works, the automatic coastline. Okay, now we want to demonstrate
our actual prototype.
Buka.
Ini dibalik. Deketin.
Awas.
First, we need electric to
We need to
power
connect
on
this cable to
the
laptop so
laptop.
it has some power. Next, we are going to put some light
Yep.
on the LDR.
And the LDR.
sensor.
And this
This is
the
there's
LDR.
a circle thing over here. We'll put some light on it.
Agak deketin. Deketin. Udah nyala. Wait. Here.
See, the sensor detects light, so the clothes are coming out. Now we're going to put some water on this raindrops module so the clothes can come back in.
Wait. Yep. It's okay, it's okay. And when
rains come,
the clothes
will
will pulling
get
in.
pulled back inside so it protects it from the water.
Nyangkut dia. Yay! And the clothes are safe from the rain. Yep. Yep. Matanya. Hasilnya?
okay, from our experiment showed that Arduino-based automatic coastline is function effectively and achieve our primary goals, which is helping people to do their household tasks. However, we discovered that despite using easily accessible materials, constructing this coastline was more complex than anticipated. Assembling and programming required more meticulous attention to details to prevent critical errors that could render the entire system inoperable.
Moving on to conclusion of our presentation, also the comparison of our product to other people's product.
So, in an effort to make this Arduino-based automatic coastline produce a new innovations that can help our daily lives, our daily housework. This idea for making this product is based on research into social problems that occur quite often, namely the clothes that are hung to dry but then get wet due to unpredictable weather. In addition, with this weather sensor, it can make it easier to us for drying our clothes without having to worry about our clothes getting rained on. And this product is made for the people who have tight schedule and busy lives, people with disabilities and the elderly. And the comparison between our products and the manual drying are seeing from the way of drying, our product equipped with an automatic system that can dry our clothes automatically without the need for manual adjustment, such as pulling out and pulling in the clothesline. On the other hand, the manual clothesline or the ordinary clothesline still required our manual effort to drying our clothes, such as hanging up our clothes under the sun and picking up our clothes to avoid the rains. And the second one is our product is equipped with weather sensor that can detect the surrounding weather. Meanwhile, the user with manual drying have to monitor the weather conditions in their areas when it is good to them to dry their clothes.
Last but not least, we move on to the suggestion and recommendations for people who want to recreate our prototype. We have 3 of those. First of all, we advise you to learn more about programming first before actually making this product, because we had some difficulties about the programming and it led to some serious error and this program won't run. Next is that you have to be thorough and precise in the programming to avoid errors. Even just one misstep can cause a huge error in the program, leading to this machine not working. Last but not least, make sure you have to all have enough of the materials, because we ordered the materials and what came in wasn't enough and we had to order more, which took a lot of time for us. And that concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, please kindly ask them.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we're from
So we're from 6C boys. We're about to present a project that called temperature detector.
Can you introduce yourself?
So my name is 𝐒𝐜𝐡𝐨𝐵. You can call me Eka.
My name is Muhammad Sabil of 6C boys. You can call me Ada.
My name is Naval Hansafi. You can call me either Naval or Hayat. Right, let's go to the background. Climate change affects temperature and human life. The habitability of a place and is crucial for human health. There are many factors, of course, but we decide to use health as the main basis because of the following recent diseases that has been spreading, like COVID-19, even though it's not recent, but it's also a crucial part. So temperature also is an affected factor. Next is fields such as climatology and meteorology. Actually, there are many fields, not just two of those, but we decided to use two of those because two of those are the most accurate and the most well-known and popular, you could say, to measure precisely measure the variety of needs for the temperature detector. Selebrasi technology is used for simplifying life and to make life even more efficient, easy, and well managed and well organized. We could also use scientific technology, and this is one of them. But since we're not really scientists, we tried our best and decided to make this little technology to help ensure human life. Purpose and benefit. This temperature measurement technology is designed to accurately detect temperature using resources of the Arduino. Now you may ask, why Arduino? Because, well, there are many factors. Maybe Eka will cover it later. But it's affordable. It's also homemade, so it will be really easily used. Even someone like a beginner could use it as long as you know like the basic of coding, especially if you're talented or well-known or professional. Either way, it's compatible for many coders and programmers, I suppose. And then the benefit, that's the purpose, right? But also we should also take account the risk of damage. We try to make the damage as minimal as possible. But not only that, not only the damage, but also the accuracy. The accuracy is also important because there's also going to be bias, so we try to minimize it as much as possible. Benefit and exploring and developing technology enhances critical thinking knowledge and contributes to society. Definition. Okay, let's go to the definition. A temperature detection is used to measure and monitor temperature of environment or live objects, whether it be living or not. Of course, there are like temperature thermometers and others, but this is the temperature detector, like the general temperature of the room, maybe. Not maybe, but I suppose this is for temperature and the environment and objects, inanimate objects. But it also will be displayed in Fahrenheit and Celsius by the DHT22. It's used to commonly measure temperature and humidity. But you may ask how? How will we measure temperature? Well, the Arduino we created will convert the temperature into electrical signals, and using the LCD, it will visualize and put on screen the number of the specific statistics of the temperature.
Wait, we also use this? We go with the materials and tools. The first one, we got Arduino Uno R3. It is the MCU or microcontroller unit, and then we got jumper cable. So, the third one is the DHT22. It is the model of the temperature detector, and then LCD I2C. It is to output to print out the output of the detector from the DHT22, and then we got USB Type B. It is the same cable that we usually use while using a printer, and then we got battery. Also for the IDE or the software, we use laptop or PC. So we got into the step. So the first one, after you got all the materials and tools, you connect all the cables to the certain pin. Like for the example, we got GND from the DHT22 to the GND pin on the MCU, and then we got the positive rod and then negative rod to the certain pin on the MCU. And then for the LCD, it is the same. We got GND and then VCC, SDA and SCL. I'll explain a bit of the VCC and SDA and SCL. It is the pin to distribute the data from the software to the modular. So the next one, we can use a cable from the computer to the project, or a battery if the program has been uploaded to the MCU. We'll try with the USB first. Wait, hold. So we're about to upload the program to the MCU. Make sure you double check the cable from the temperature and LCD to the MCU. And we have it right now. Can you see from the LCD the output? No, it is from the LCD. 24 degrees Celsius and the humidity at 69%. So that's when you connect using. Show them the. So this DHT22, it detects the current temperature and the humidity. Sorry. Humidity. Yeah. Sorry. And now we're about to try. We're about to try by using a battery. Can you see the output? It has changed the humidity from it was 69 to 70, and now it changed again to 69. But in current temperature, it is the same, 24 degrees Celsius. And now I'm about to explain a bit of the code. So these three are the libraries that we use for the project. And then it is to this code to define and initialize the certain function from the library, and then it is these two are the global variable, H for the humidity, T for the temperature, and then we begin the serial to start the output from the software. It is the second one. It is the output from the second from the software. I'll show you later. And then initialize the LCD, open the backlight, and it is this is DHT point rate humidity with parentheses. It is a function from the libraries that that's being transferred to the global variable, humidity to H, temperature to T, and then at this part, I forgot. This is the setup. This where you begin and to initialize every function, and then this is the loop. That means it will give you output over and over by the time. You can set the time, and then it is from these are to print out on the software, humidity, temperature, and Celsius. And this part this part is set to give you an output on the LCD. Like for example, as you have seen before on the LCD with the temperature and the humidity, and then we have 3 seconds delay. It means the temperature will give you an output every 3 seconds for the changes. As you can see, this is the serial output, and this is the output on the LCD. And then we got the documentation, the Arduino, the USB Type B cable, the jumper. I also forgot the jumper cable that we use. It is typed as male to female. The LCD I2C, the HT22, and this is the circuit that all the parts have been connected into one. We connect this picture is when connected into the computer or the laptop to upload the programs, and this one is after the program is uploaded into the microcontroller.
So these are a few suggestions for our product of us to make it even better. Maybe by using a sensor with higher accuracy, that maybe can make the product for high precision, and then the next is using batteries for power backup to increase portability. And then we can use a notification whether it is for a dangerous sign such as heating or something, and then for a certain limit temperature. So this IoT-based room temperature and humidity detector designed with Arduino and DHT22. It provides higher accuracy and it provides a higher accuracy, and then we can monitor to temperature of the product. And for now, it is a room temperature detector. Maybe later can be developed to for in outdoor room temperature. So maybe we can supporting advancement in fields such as climatology, meteorology, and smart technology. And this product is simple. The design is simple, make it even less damage reduction, and then we can develop it to later can be improved to get more features such as notification features or notification features. And then this project fosters analytical thinking, and then smart technologies. Later can be contributing to the practical application, and then in everyday life, and then benefiting society.
As a plus, this is an extra information. Like I said before, I think I've mentioned this, but there are many varieties of Arduino itself. So we could make many, like one example is a translator. But of course, we need also a huge vocabulary and grammar, and we are not very knowledgeable in that. But because this is room temperature and this is the valuable resource like knowledge and money and everything, that's why we choose to make the temperature detector.
It's actually maybe kind of balanced, because the protein that we got here is also much higher than the other instant noodle. So I guess there may be like a little balance to that, and maybe the fats we got 0.75, and maybe this can call like natural fats, other than this is saturated fats. And carbo that we got is 55.5 gram, but also in here we just got 44 gram. Yeah. Before we got into that, these are some of the pros or the advantages of our Chinese noodle compared to the other instant noodle. The first thing is high protein needed, and the other instant noodle is just a standard protein, as the judges have seen in the other side of the comparison that the other instant noodle only got 7 grams, but ours got like maybe like 20 or something. And the Chinese noodle is also suitable for diet. But for the other instant noodle is unsuitable for diet, because why? This is our main proposed rule based on the ketogenic diet, so that the dieters would not sacrifice the goals of consuming instant noodle. And then the Chinese noodle use spicy seasoning, but other instant noodle use the MSG and 𝐕𝐼𝐻. The MSG itself is used as the artificial flavoring, and also the 𝐕𝐻 is used as the preservatives. But we just use spicy seasoning because it is maybe like more authentic and just to get us healthier. Yeah, and then next is natural fats that our Chinese noodle has, while the other instant noodle got saturated fats. Actually, the saturated fats in here is because of the process of making Chinese noodle itself. The process of making other instant noodle. Saturated fats came from the process of making and the ingredients that maybe include the frying, or maybe because of the MSG itself, but we don't use any MSG, or we don't even process it with the frying any oil with our Chinese noodle. So we would say that it's still a natural fat. And then the next thing, Chinese noodle got no coloring, and the other instant noodle got artificial coloring. We just use like 100% homemade, and we just use as what it goes. And the Chinese noodle got no preservatives. Other instant noodle use preservatives as the MSG and 𝐕𝐻. And also Chinese noodle for the high excessive salt in instant noodle or sodium in flavoring. it got a lot of high excessive salt or sodium in the MSG that other instant noodle has, while our Chinese noodle got no excessive salt. But it is actually still undetermined if our Chinese noodle got salt that maybe can be lower than other instant noodle. And then last but not least, it is our plus point for edible film, and the other instant noodle is conventional packaging. Wondering, because based on our understanding that the expiry date is in our food, it is based on the water content of the food. If they got water content, a high water content in the food, it will be shorter storage. But also do for the opposite thing. And then the next thing is our Chinese noodle is more fragile, while the other instant noodle is quite sturdy and kind of hard and crumbs. Yeah.
There's a question, can it be used as an alter for diet food? Yes. It can be used as a diet food. Actually, when we're doing a diet, it is better to avoid the consumption of instant noodles, because many instant noodle brands didn't contain a lot of protein, minerals, vitamin, and fiber. So it's actually not effective to be consumed during diet or when you're trying to lose your weight. But however, our kind of noodle is different. Our noodle is contain a lot of protein, fibers, so it will be much healthier, and we didn't use any preservative or artificial ingredients, so it's much healthier. And also the protein also affected on the feeling of fullness much longer, so it will decrease the desire to overeat. So it's very effective to be consumed during diet.
If the judges questioning what's the effect when we use the edible film, firstly because of its uniqueness and better quality. The uniqueness and the superiority of the product is one of the main considerations for consumer before buying. Second is this edible film is environmentally friendly packaging. Because imagine, you don't have to recycle the packaging or to be thrown away if we can trust that. Because this product will dissolve in water, like our product did. Also, there is the ingredients that we use in making edible film, namely neutral gelatin, which contain 18 essential for amino acids for self-growth and maintenance. Also, gelatin contains lysines, which plays a role in muscle and bone health. And gelatin also helps the body in There's also the effect that I don't use in the screen is edible film is antimicrobial and antioxidant characteristics, so it can protect and extend the shelf life of food products than ordinary plastic.
Okay. This is just the last but not least is our conclusion. Okay. After all, we just got into the conclusion after what she said. So that the conclusion that we have concluded is any kind of high or low proteinated food will affect on the ingredients and also the ingredients and also the process of making it. And the reason that we use milkfish is that because we can make sure that it will cover the 30 7 until 40% of the protein that our body needs per day. And last but not least, and again, our research is about the how this product is just an estimate, so it is not some like kind of professional thing, but yet we still ensure the best product quality. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, before we get into that, we are going to explain about the selling price too that we have skipped before. I'm sorry.
So here we got the table of the money we spend on this product. We count this price ingredient per serving or per one portion. The first one is the millfish. The price is 6,600 rupiah with flour 1,100 rupiah. Honey, because we only use 1 tablespoon, we count it as 200 rupiah. And the oil, we doesn't use any money for the oil because we use the oil at home. The seasonings, we already add all of it and count it. We use 2,000 rupiah, and the packaging and sticker 500 rupiah. So for the total money we spend per serving are 10,400 rupiah. We're about to sell it for 15,000 rupiah, so the profit that we got are 4,600 rupiah. But after we discuss and we think about it again, I think we will use it. We will sell it in a higher price for about 20,000 rupiah.
20K, yeah.
20K, because we put a lot of effort here. It really needs a lot of effort, patience, and also need a lot of time. So I think we must sell it in a higher price so it's worth our effort.
So one of the judges can please come here to try the product.
Yes. We're gonna boil it for like 3 minutes
What should I do?
Maybe you want to
We
see
can just look at
the cooking process?
Okay. Okay. Good. Mashallah.
Bismillah. This is our product.
Okay. This is your product, right?
Yeah. We just have to
see.
Okay.
And you say
you don't have to open it.
Yes.
Okay.
And we can eat it.
Put.
We just have to put it here.
Okay.
You don't have to.
That instant, yeah.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah, it got dissolved into the water, and then
How about the spices inside?
Yeah, it's okay. It will dissolve. The packaging
Oh,
will
okay.
dissolve.
Because you use the edible film, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
our plus point for the product.
So it's less plastic use.
Okay. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad. I will take the bowl. It's okay?
Yes, it's okay. Okay.
Because I want to try the noodles.
So use a
quarter of the teaspoon.
Quarter of teaspoon.
Yeah.
So it's very little amount of it.
And from what that you, what is it? Make a salty in your noodle.
The oil seasoning.
Oil seasoning.
From
Yes.
the onion and red onion that we already cook with mushroom broth and salt.
Yes.
Okay, I bring it cut.
Wait.
Wait,
Belum.
yeah. Put it here
Okay.
for me.
Sama.
Kalau udah matang,
Ya, belum.
switch
Bro.
off.
Sedikit lagi.
Okay, masya Allah.
Fully.
Oh, the smash. I think it's make my smells good. My stomach is what kelajat-kelajatan in English. Yeah. This is hot or not?
Excuse me? What?
Hot, I think. Pedas nggak?
Spicy.
Spicy.
We just got a little, around like water, teaspoon, yeah.
Of chili powder.
Of chili powder, yeah.
Chili powder ya. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad.
Allahumma sholli ala
Allah Akbar.
Dan?
They kind of have maybe like a little trouble of doing it.
Because I think we air fry it too long.
Yeah.
Bismillah. Masya Allah. Very nice. Really. Honestly, very nice. Masya Allah.
Emil, maybe you want to try to have another spoon?
Yes, of course.
Masya Allah. Oh.
Wait, the smell is nice.
It's still hot.
This is chicken broth, ya?
Not like, yeah.
Masya Allah. I think enough lah. Yes, I'm very hungry.
Yeah.
Very, what is it? Laziz.
This looks like ramen though. Yeah.
Oh, but the price, one piece, how many?
We would sell it for 15K, but no. Actually, we're gonna sell it for around like 20K.
20K?
Yeah, because it worth all the effort.
Wow, 20K!
Okay. The edible film itself, we got it for like 3 days.
I think enough.
The printing, the noodle is also kind of hard to separate one by one, so
okay.
it's actually very hard to make this. West. Okay.
Because if long time, this will be little.
So many people worried about the
Put over there. I use this.
Water
Put over there.
because of the
Put no.
preservative.
Put.
Okay.
From this, but this is good for our body because of the ingredients in edible film is gelatin.
Terus pakai ini.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
So hot.
Put.
Sorry.
Wih, sedap banget.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ambil kursi. Baik. Different spoon ya. Masya Allah. Ini mie-nya segitu cukup, jadi rasa ini ya, enak nih, Insya Allah. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad ya Allah.
Delicious one.
Is it okay?
Very okay.
Okay.
But I think for the next, better for you to give the water more.
Water, yeah. That's so hard. We were afraid that it's not gonna be taste.
Is it too salty?
Yeah, salty. Yeah. Very salty. But it's, I think, shut up for you.
Yeah.
Full.
Kind of waste, or alternatively, you could use it to fertilize your existing plants to help foster their growth, or you could actually reuse the water and place it back into the composter as somewhat of a cycle. This eliminates the entire factor of water waste. Compared to this design where the water does turn into compost tea, but since there's no storage basin or whatever to actually store the water, all the water flows directly into the ground itself. Now this may fertilize the surrounding soil and grass, but if you want to actually use the water for other purposes, then it's a lost cause. Now this is an example of using our fertilizer on an existing plant. As you can see here, this is a green bean plant. On this left side, over here, you can see how the plant is actually starting to wilt and die. The leaves are starting to turn brown and the stem is slowly drooping over. This is because of the lack of nutrients in the actual soil itself, which is why it's starting to die. So after compost was applied to the soil, you can see how it's starting to grow a lot taller, the leaves are starting to become more vibrant and green, and the overall health is a lot better compared to before we used our compost.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, beloved teachers. First and foremost, let us express our praise and gratitude toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whose mercy and blessings have enabled us to gather here today in a state of well-being without hindrance. Lest we forget, salawat and salam be with our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whose guidance has directed us from the darkness to the lightness in regard to our religion. Today, please allow me and my group to present our academic research paper that we've been developing for the past couple of months alongside our products with the title of The Use of Seaweed as an Alternative Degradable Soap Packaging. Before we begin, allow us to introduce ourselves.
Okay, so my name is Aziza Halsabila.
My name is Nasha Firanda Angelica.
And my name is Sataka Irshad.
And below you will find our student IDs. Now, before we begin, I would like to preface by giving a quick overview of what we'll be discussing for the rest of our presentation. So here you'll find our table of contents. First, we'll be discussing the background of study, followed by the purpose, relevant research papers, definitions, materials and tools, steps and results, and finally, we'll discuss the conclusion of our project.
Okay, first I will explain the background of study of our research. The concern about plastic is growing as more plastic waste much more in our environment. As the most abundantly waste is sachet plastic. Sachet plastic is a bit different from other types of plastic because it's more hard to recycle. This is because sachet plastic contains of not just one layer of plastic but up to 3 to 4 layers, making it hard to recycle by the nature. Also, it creates product toxics and carcinogenic substances, making it not good for the environment and for the human itself. Therefore, us as researchers decided to conduct a study to find an alternative of sachet packaging, and we found that seaweed is the best choice as the main material. So for this research, the purpose are first to describe how to make seaweed packaging and the challenge faced in its implementation. Second is to find the effectiveness of seaweed packaging in use of plastic sachet. And the third is to describe the biodegradation process of our seaweed packaging compared to the plastic packaging. Okay, next. So next is the purposes. Here we have 3 for us, for the environment, and also for the public. So for us, this will be a new knowledge for us to learn. We may know briefly about biodegradation, we know what it does, but we never really made a biodegradable product from scratch. So by doing this research, by creating this product, we get to know how to make a biodegradable product. As for the environment, as we all know, biodegradable product is so much more eco-friendly than typical plastic because it uses natural materials. So it doesn't really take a long time to decompose, make it really safe for the environment. As for the public, we would like to convince some people, especially our target of audience is the travelers who likes traveling, to start using biodegradable products because when we contribute by using biodegradable products, we can contribute into making our environment more clean, more healthier, and more safe. And good environments will also, those good things will also come back to us. It'll be good for us also to have our environment clean and healthy.
Now, before moving on to our products, first we need to make sure that the foundation, the very basis of our study could be verified. And in order to do so, we had to refer to several relevant research papers. This was to ensure that furthermore, our product development could go on smoothly. The first paper that we referred to was published in 2022, titled The Synthesis of Bioplastic from 𝐒𝐜𝐚𝐤𝐚 Cottony Seaweed in Kupang. This study in particular, they created a synthetic bioplastic made out of 𝐒𝐜𝐚𝐤𝐚 seaweed that they dried for several days. And furthermore, they conducted several tests to determine the characteristics of this plastic. Among the characteristics that they tested was the solubility, which refers to its ability to dissolve in water. And this test essentially is used to determine the presence of bonds in the plastic. And furthermore, they also tested its degradability. And what's interesting is in this paper, they found out that the degradation of their bioplastic was actually perfect and assimilated completely within the span of merely 2 days. And the second paper they refer to was published in 2024, titled The Thermogravimetric Analysis and Mechanical Properties of Edible Film of Gracillia sp seaweed as an Alternative Bioplastic Material. This study, they also created a synthetic bioplastic, this time made out of Gracillia sp seaweed, that they grinded and then dried for several days. Furthermore, they tested for its mechanical properties, such as its strength, its longevity, as well as its elongation. And they also tested for their thermogravimetric properties. And in this case, thermogravimetry refers to the amount of product loss and its mass during the heating process. And finally, the third paper that we referred to was published in the year 2021, titled Seaweed as Raw Material for Packaging, a form of design support for sustainable lifestyles. And this paper essentially goes and covers how seaweed itself can be used as raw material for plastic and can be furthermore used for a sustainable lifestyle. And they also go in depth to describe the design process for making plastic out of seaweed in general.
So next I will explain about the environmental pollution. Environmental pollution is a significant change due to economic and technological development. Human activities are the main cause of it, as population growing and the nature exploitation of nature, making pollution worsen. But it's not only worsen the pollution, it also increases the production of daily items like plastic. This leads to waste buildup that hard to be break down. Because of that, plastic fall into the category of inorganic waste. Inorganic waste come from non-living organism or resources. It is non-biodegradable and it does not break down by the nature easily like plastic. On the other side, there's organic waste. Organic waste come from living or once living organism. It is biodegradable and it's easy to break down by the nature itself, like seaweed itself.
Yes. Furthermore, still on topic of plastic waste, since our product in particular is made to tackle and reduce and alleviate the accumulation of plastic in the environment, first I'd like to skim over the general definition of what plastic is. So plastic is a synthetic material made up of polymers or organic biopolymers, and in the abundance it's made out of petroleum or other natural oils and gases. And plastic was initially synthesized to be malleable and durable, hence also why it also has several negative impacts that include its anti-degradable properties and its persistence in nature, which is to mean that it can last up to 8 centuries without fully degrading. Although it does have several positive impacts on society as a whole, such as its use in packaging and industrial tools, as well as household appliances. Furthermore, it also has several negative impacts, which I will be subcategorizing into 3 parts. First is plastic waste's negative impact on the environment. Plastic waste pollutes the environment regardless of where it's thrown. For example, plastic waste thrown on land can still end up getting caught in several bodies of water, such as rivers, which will eventually lead to the sea. And these rivers may act as conduits, further accumulating more and more plastic and leading them to the sea. And while on the sea, most of the trash remains in coastal waters, it can still end up getting caught in oceanic currents and waves, which will lead the trash not being idle in the ocean, but furthermore getting transported all around the world. And so what started off as a domestic problem ends up being bigger and being a worldwide global problem. And this eventually will cause an imbalance of nature and the destruction of wildlife. Conveniently, this allows me to segue into the next impact of plastic waste, that is plastic waste impacts on wildlife. Every year, several thousands of millions of animals are killed due to plastic waste, whether it be on land or in the sea. For example, nearly every type of seabird consumes plastic to some degree, and even some large mammals, such as cattle, are still prone to consuming plastic and eventually dying. In the case of marine life, marine animals in particular are especially prone to the dangers of plastic waste, since they can accidentally ingest them or get suffocated by them or even get entangled by them. And for the example that I like to give is, for example, sea turtles mistakenly seeing plastic bags as jellyfish and eating them. And the last way the plastic waste can infect us is by infecting our healthcare as humans. So over the years, plastic doesn't fully degrade. First, it degrades into these tiny, tiny particles that can even get small enough to be associated with like sand, grains of sand. And eventually, these small microplastics, they can be inhaled or even ingested, and they can accumulate in the organs such as your kidneys, your spleen, and your liver. And some studies, they even conducted research that proved that some microplastics, they can be found in the placenta of even newborns.
So next we will be talking about what is biodegradation. So biodegradation itself is a natural process where microorganisms break down organic materials into simpler compounds, and biodegradable packaging uses natural materials, so it doesn't really take a long time to decompose, unlike plastic. And using biodegradable packaging can really help lower the chances of carbon footprints and also emissions, which are mainly caused by vehicles, by trash, burning out trash, trash that are not managed properly, and also by factories.
Okay, next I will explain the definition and use of seaweed and soap. Seaweed is known as the group of vegetation known as algae. It generally lives at the bottom of water. For this research, we use brown seaweed because it's relatively short to harvest, only 25 to 35 days, making it really easy to work with. For the soap is a substance that used for hygiene and cleaning, and it made from natural oils or fat and an alkali such as sodium peroxide and potassium hydroxide. Okay, the soap that we use in this experiment and this research is shower oil because it has a lot of high content of oil, because that's what we need in this research. Also, it's making the consistency thick, and the pH balance is usually neutral, making it safe and suitable for sensitive skin.
Okay, now onto our product itself. The materials you'll need is, of course, the seaweed itself. And in order to ensure the longevity as well as its preservative properties, we made sure to use a post-processed seaweed. And in order to do so, we needed to extract all the moisture contact from the seaweed and then further grind it into a fine powder. Next, you'll need water, preferably warm water, as it has enhanced abilities to dissolve the solutes that we will use, in this case, our seaweed, as previously mentioned. And then we will need essence. Although this step isn't entirely necessary, it's still recommended to mask or disguise any unpleasant smells, especially considering that our product is a hygienic soap-based product, and most people tend to associate that with nicer smells. And the essence we use here is an oceanic smell to preserve the vibe of the ocean and seaweed. Next, we also have coloring. Again, not a necessary step, but if you are to use coloring, then it's implored to use food-grade coloring, because this is to ensure the safety of the user, especially considering that our product will eventually come into contact with the skin. And finally, the last material you need is the soap itself. And as previously mentioned, we are using an oil-based type of soap, and this is what will be going into our bioplastic eventually. And the tools we'll need is a tray, a bowl, a spoon, wax paper, this is to make sure that the plastic doesn't stick onto the tray, a whisk, a spatula so we can evenly spread out our mixture, a sealer, as well as a tin case.
Okay. So next, I will be explaining about the steps. So first, you need to gather all of the ingredients. Here we have the bowl,
What happened, I know.
Like, it's not connected to the screen mirroring. Shall we just continue without the video or?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it's actually very simple to make this product. First, you need to gather all of the materials and the tools that Angel wants us. Okay, so first you need to gather all of the ingredients and tools that Angel has mentioned, and then you need to prepare the hot water and the bowl. You need to add 10 tablespoons of hot water into the bowl. We recommend using hot water so that the seaweed powder can dissolve more quickly. After that, you mix the mixture of hot water and also seaweed powder until it is all combined and there are no more lumps of the seaweed. After that, you can go ahead and add the coloring and also the essence, and then you mix that well. And after that, after everything is all mixed and there are no more lumps, you can go ahead and transfer it into the tray. Firstly, you need to put the wax paper, and then you can transfer the mixture onto the tray. Here is where it gets a little bit difficult for us. You need to spread it out with spatula as thinly as possible, and you need to work really fast because because when the mixture gets cold, it'll be hard to work because this mixture actually gets set, like it doesn't get long to set and thicken, so you need to spread it out thinly while the mixture is still somewhat warm. And then after it is all spread out thinly, you can go ahead and let it dry. Usually in room temperature, it'll take about a day, full day, but if you leave it under the sunlight or maybe like some kind of heater, use some kind of heater, maybe like a fan or maybe hair dryer, that can also work. It'll take only about 3 to 4 hours for it to dry because it is so thin. And then after that, you can go ahead and cut it into smaller pieces, packaging sizes, and then after that, you can use a sealer to seal the sides, 3 sides. You fold it and then you seal 3 sides. You leave one side open to add the soap. After adding the soap, you can go ahead and seal that side, and then the product is ready to be used.
Okay, so this is the result of our experiment. We had a lot of experiment, but this 3 is the main experiment. For the first one, this is our first experiment. We only did it with the seaweed powder and water without any essence and coloring. It came out not good because the color is like brownish, moodyish, greenish, and the smell is fishy like the ocean. So it's not appealing or what so. So for the next experiment, we use coloring, and we use essence for it, and it came out really well. The consistency is what we wanted, but the problem is our sealer broke down, and we put the shower, we put it inside of it. The soap is shower gel. Shower gel is known as highly with minerals and waters, and seaweed is high minerals itself. So the seaweed absorbed all the shower gel, making it completely dry the second day. There's no soap left in it. So for the third experiment, in here we changed the sealer with iron straightener for hair because our seal broke down, but we put shower oil inside of it, and it's worked really well because shower oil is thick and the higher consistency is oil, so it stays still even though it's already like days in it and not absorbed by the seaweed. And here's our failed experiment. This is because the mixture is too thick. You can see is too thick, and our mistakes is that we use baking paper instead of wax paper, making it wrinkle like this, and it can't be used. For this one, we still use baking paper, and the mixture is too thin because we use too much waters. This is the most perfect one, the example of perfect mixture. The transparency is good, the color is good, and the smell is good too. Okay, it's done.
Okay, now how does our product work? To preface, when developing our products, we made sure to take into account the ease of use of our product, especially considering our target demographic happened to be people who travel. We needed to make sure that our product was efficient and easy to use. Now, with that in mind, the way our product works is first, you prepare your water. Any sort of water would do, but preferably warm water as it allows the product to dissolve better. Then you'll take your product, our sea soap, and it works by applying it in water and making sure that the product dissolves. Eventually, while in contact with water, the plastic will automatically degrade by itself, and it'll also, to some extent, degrade into your skin. And this also has several additional health benefits. Also, as you can see, it foams and lathers up like normal soap, like normal liquid soap. It has several benefits to your skin, such as antioxidative and anti-inflammatory, and this can help against free radicals in the air, and it helps to protect your skin from aging. And also, seaweed happens to have a high content in vitamins, such as vitamin B, and also nutrients, which helps to nourish, hydrate, and moisturize your skin, and also potentially promote collagen production. As you can see, the product has dissolved.
Okay, next.
Okay, so the conclusion from our presentation is that biodegradable product is much more needed nowadays, because as the population start to increase, and so are the mass production of certain items, for example, plastic. So having an alternative to plastic can really help our earth become more healthy and help the environments become more clean and safe for us. And we would also like for our targeted audience, which are the travelers or people who like traveling, to start using biodegradable products like this. This is very efficient because it is a soap packet sachet, so it's a one-time use, and it is really efficient to carry when you are traveling. And for the suggestion, we suggest that when we want to perfect our formula furthermore, we would like to do some evaluations and also track down all of the steps into making this. As for the recommendation, we recommend using more proper tools. Like for example, our sealer broke. We only have used our sealer once and it broke down immediately, so we use hair trained in. So we would like to use more proper tools and maybe a proper sealer to make our products.
Okay. So any questions?
Okay, so your group make a soap, yeah?
Yes, the seaweed packaging.
Seaweed packaging.
Yes.
Ready?
Right. Okay, so the method.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so the method we preparing the tools and materials before we start, and then the second step we filter 1600 ml of this cooking oil using a strainer first. Okay, so we add and mix 28 grams of bleaching earth with the filter oil until no scent remains in the oil. And the fourth, filter the mixture of oil and bleaching earth using filter paper. And fifth step, add 4 until 5 tablespoons of water to 32.5 grams of potassium hydroxide and stir until it dissolves.
So this oil is already purified and filtered using strainer and bleaching earth. So in here we just make the
potassium hydroxide solution to mix it in with the oil. So we'll add about 1 or 2 tablespoons of potassium hydroxide, around 2 tablespoons in our recipe, which we make last time. And we add how many? About 5 tablespoons of water. We add it. Okay, so we mix the potassium hydroxide to make it into a solution until it dissolves. Like that. So we just
Okay, so the next step, we mix the potassium hydroxide solutions that have been stirred by phenol into a 150 milliliter of the filtered oil. So this is next to
So the mixture of the oil
is to make the fat dissolve in the oil. And stir the mixture for 20 until 30 minutes until it thickens and becomes slightly solid. So let's stir.
So because it will take too long to make it from scratch, we already prepared the already mixed potassium hydroxide solution with the oil, and the result usually would look like this.
You can show to the camera.
Yeah, would look like this. But this form is still not usable because it still smell like oil, and it doesn't have an appealing color. So next.
So the next step is transfer the thickened oil that have the
into a container
and add 825 milliliter of hot water. Stir until the mixture is well blended into a soap solution. This will make a soap.
Okay. We add around 2 botol itu. Itu belum. Udah panas.
Sudah pas.
Okay, so we stir it first until it become solution.
Until it thickens and until it mix it well. But this process will take a pretty long time. So after this, it already made into a soap, and the soap already we already added the fragrance essential oil, and some food coloring. But the food coloring that we haven't found any food coloring, so we already we only use like the food taste. I don't know the English name, but
to add the coloring.
Yeah. But okay.
We haven't add the food coloring
yet. Yeah. Because we cannot find the food coloring, we only find food flavoring. So the color will not be as fragrant as we want it to be. But we will add it. Just kayak.
Ini kita tunjukin yang asli dulu.
So we'll just mix it, but the color will not be as fragrant, as vibrant as we want it to be, because the thing that we use is not food coloring; it's only food flavoring. So and the final product will be turned into this.
That's the final product,
and if the judges would like to try it,
we will demonstrate the soap.
Maybe we'll